welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Today's reading is a monthly reading for the water sign of Cancer for November 2025. Cancer, how are you? I hope that you're doing well. For the reading today, we'll be using the Pride Tarot deck to do the 10-card Celtic cross spread. If I need to clarify, I have the Zillich Tarot deck here. And at the end, I'll be pulling one additional oracle card from the Akashic Tarot deck, okay, for an additional message. It's quite a different tarot deck, so the messages are quite interesting, and they have been tying in really well with the main spread. So stick around for that. Just a reminder, these readings are general in nature, so the messages may or may not resonate, right? If they do, please do consider giving the video a thumbs up. Would greatly appreciate that. Could also leave a comment, let me know how the messages tie in with what's going on in your life at this time. And please do consider subscribing, right? Subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be notified whenever I do post new content, and I would greatly appreciate it. If you're looking for more regular content, sort of shorter content, you can find it over on TikTok. You can follow me there. I'm at Changing Phases Tarot on TikTok. There I do post sort of daily, weekly, shorter videos, so find me there. And I also, last thing, I encourage you to watch not just your sun sign reading, but also your moon and rising for a more complete overview of what's coming in at this time. Alright, so let's get going. Cancer, you begin here with the Four of Swords sitting in the center position. So for some of you, you could have kind of center of your mind, or center at least of the spread, this period of time out, right, of resting, recuperating. For some of you, it might actually be, physically recovering from something, from a surgery. If you've, been experiencing an illness, this is you taking that time out to focus on yourself, so that you can feel better, right? Healing. For others, it can just be taking time out. So just maybe rest at this time. For others, this could be a delay with it showing up in the center. We'll see obviously how it ties in with everything else. We have what could help or hinder this Four of Swords, the Lovers. This is Major Arcana number 6. The Lovers is associated with the air sign of Gemini. It can represent, obviously, a love connection, so a soulmate connection. But, soulmates don't necessarily have to be romantic in nature. We can have many different soulmates throughout a lifetime, and they can be friends, they can be romantic in nature, they can be, work colleagues, but it can be, a deep connection with another individual. It can also represent a head or heart decision. In earlier tarot decks, there would be somebody facing like two other people needing to make a decision between those two people, so sort of a head or heart decision. But we'll see obviously how this ties in. We have in the deep past, foundation of your spread, the King of Pentacles. So might have been dealing with an older earth sign individual in the past here. He's sort of King Midas. Everything he touches turns to gold. He's very financially stable, very resourceful. Could have been, you taking on the energy of this King of Pentacles. In the recent past, we have the Page of Swords. Now, this could be news coming in quite quickly, right? The pages in the tarot, they do bring in news. In the case of Swords, it's sort of the fastest moving. The suit of Swords, the suit of Wands, fast-paced energy. So news coming in quickly, right? Finding out about something might have caught you a little bit off guard. Could be dealing with an air sign individual. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, younger air sign, but news coming in. Crowning your reading, beautiful. We have Major Arcana number 19, the Sun, associated with the fire sign of Leo. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck. If there is any other, difficult, challenging energy, the sun shining down on the reading will just lessen the severity of that. But it's also good health, vitality. So going back to the Four of Swords, if you have gone through a surgery, or you've been, healing, this is the energy you would want to have. Yeah, and we have the Three of Swords coming in the near future. So again, this would lessen the severity of the Three of Swords. This could be some type of disappointment. But it is like, it's not a long term. It might be just a temporary disappointment. Could have to do, with it sitting next to this Four of Swords, could have something to do with this recovery or healing. There might be a setback in the healing process. But again, with the sun shining on it, I think it lessens whatever this Three of Swords energy is. The Wheel of Fortune shows up, you as you, right? You appearing as the Wheel of Fortune, so a change in fortune. It's very karmic energy. The Wheel of Fortune is major arcana associated with Sagittarius, the sign of Sagittarius. And, you know, if you found yourself on the downturn of the wheel, things are now, you know, going in your favor. It's a very karmic energy, so things going, you know, the wheel of fate turning, and things starting to improve in your life. We have, yes, you have the major and minor arcana of the Two of the soulmate cards. You have the Two of Cups in your surrounding. So for some of you, there could be a soulmate connection that's, you know, very significant coming in this month. You have in your hopes and fears the Three of Wands. So you're hoping for, Three of Wands can be, it can be growth. It can also, you know, threes in the tarot do represent like growth potential, expansion. The Three of Wands is like you waiting for your ships to come in. So you've put time and effort into something, and now you're waiting to see, you know, what type of return and investment am I going to get. It can be waiting. It can have to do with like international, something coming from overseas. Can be travel as well, but you know, there's some type of, you're waiting to see after, you know, you've put time and effort into something, like what's going to happen, like what type of return on investment am I going to get. Outbound energy with the Knight of Cups, he can also bring in, you know, an offer of love. This can be the knight in shining armor. So, you know, it's sort of repeat message as far as, you know, possibly a love connection coming in, a new relationship. Could be with a water sign individual, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could just be, you know, a new soulmate connection. And bottom of the deck, we have another three. This would be the Three of Cups. This can be a card of celebration. This can be celebrating something as, you know, as simple as like getting together with friends, family members, going out, having a drink, to celebrating something more significant, as in, you know, celebrating an engagement, celebrating birth of a child, pregnancy. It can be a promotion, you know, a new job. It's going to be different for everybody watching, but, you know, celebration, new celebration. We have possible choices. We have soulmate connections. We have a change in, you know, in your situation with this Ten of the Wheel of Fortune there. And then, you know, new things coming in, and the sun kind of shining its light down on the entire spread. Let me go ahead and we'll get an additional message from the Akashic Tarot deck. Let's see what additional message comes through. So one additional message for the water sign Cancer. What else does Cancer need to know for the month of November? One additional message for Cancer. Okay, we'll do one last shuffle here. Archangel Gabriel. This is number 3 of the major arcanas. And the major arcanas in this particular deck, the numbering is a bit different. And yeah, like I said at the beginning, the messages are quite different. So I'll read you what it says for Archangel Gabriel. It says, Gabriel is the divine messenger, the archangel of communication. He comes with his trumpet and scroll, as well as 2 gentle sparrows, signifying powerful yet peaceful expression. On his chest he wears the crest of Mercury, the god of communication. This loving angel carries the sacred words of truth into the world and brings them easily to you. When this card appears, it indicates a profound connection to this wonderful presence. Your power of expression is on the rise now. You will have an easier time communicating with others, expressing your feelings, and even working on projects involving communication, such as publishing, counseling, teaching, mediumship, journalism, marketing, radio, or television. Now is the time for any of these endeavors. But no matter what you do, remember the power of words. Call on Gabriel to inspire you and let yourself sing out. The Akashic Force message says, feel the Archangel Gabriel step before you and place his hand upon you. He fills you with the will to express your words. What do you want to share, and with whom? So the power of words, the power of communication, which is also, you know, this Page of Swords can be communication, sits across from this 3 of Swords, which, you know, if we think of swords energy, right, there could be, yeah, there might be a disappointment with the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Swords, some disappointment or temporary setback is more what I'm getting, as far as communication goes. But it is temporary because, you know, ultimately we have this connection here, we have offers coming in, we have changes in fortune and celebration, and we have the sun shining down on the rest of the cards here. So it looks like an amazing month for you, Cancer. I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of November. Bye for now.